Welcome to this channel. Learning R is fun. In our last videos, we had learnt about the vector, list and matrix data types in R. In this video, we will discuss about arrays. Arrays can store only one data type like matrix and vectors. They can also store data in more than 2 dimensions. For example, if we create an array of dimension 2, 3 and 4, then it means 4 rectangular matrices each with 2 rows and 3 columns. An array is created using array function. It takes data and uses the values in the dim argument to create an array. The data can be in the form of vectors. We can give names to the rows, columns and matrices in the array by using dim names parameter. Arrays can be thought of as vectors which are stored with additional attributes, giving the dimensions and optionally names for those dimensions. R fills the arrays using given data using recycling concept. Let us see some examples. We are trying to create an array with data as 1:18, dimension as 3 by 3 by 2, which means 3 by 3 matrices, 2 in number, are to be created. We have given row names as R1, R2 and R3 and column names as C1, C2 and C3 and the name of the two matrices as M1 and M2. R will create the matrices in the column measure form as shown. In this example, for the dimension 3 by 3 by 2, we needed 18 data elements and we provided 18 integers. What if we provide lesser elements than required? In that case, R will recycle. Here we have given data as 1:4. R simply recycles this input for all the 18 cells. This is another example where we want 2 more matrices with same data. R provides 4 matrices just again by recycling. We must supply the names in the form of lists for all row, column and matrix dimensions exactly as per dim specification. Now let's go to RStudio and actually create and explore arrays. I got the script ready and we'll start off with statement at serial number 3. We'll create a data vector 1 to 18 and we'll create 2 vectors, row names, column names. I have given the names as R names and C names, and basically R1, R2, R3 are the R names I am suggesting, and similarly C names C1, C2 and C3, and M names are the matrix names M1 and M2. Let's execute these statements. Control enter. So now let's see myArray function. This myArray1 is the variable name. The object will be created in this name. Array is the keyword for the array function. Data is what we have given here. Dim 3 by 3 by 2. It's a matrix. Dim names have to be given in the form of a list. And here we are giving a list function to give this argument dim names 3 vectors in the form of a list. So list R names, C names, M names, and let's see myArray1 being created. Yes, it is created. Now let us see what is myArray1. So we have got the first matrix here. Here we see nothing and comma, nothing and comma. Basically it means all rows and all columns and M1. So matrix 1 contains C1, C2, C3, 3 columns and 3 rows, R1, R2, R3, and second matrix name as we are given M2, and here also all rows and all columns, and we are getting the result. Now with the recycled data, how it is going to show? Let's see here, data 2, here data 2 is just 1:4, but we want 3 by 3 by 2, that means 18 data. The 1:4 will be recycled. Let's see how data 2 vector is created and then my array 2 is created. Let's see how my array 2 is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So basically it is filling by column. That means since we are not giving anything, by row is false, that is the default. So by column it is doing the work. Okay, now we'll create m names as m1, m2, m3, m4 because this time we are going to create 4 matrices. So m names have to be changed. So we'll change it. Now we'll create my array 3 in which the dimensions are 4 arrays, 4 matrices, 3 by 3. And names and all now we have defined. So my array 3 we are creating. Let us see how my array 3 looks like. M1, M2, M3, M4. 4 matrices and the data is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So by column measure fashion, the data have been filled. Now let's move on. Now we'll create 2 different vectors of various lengths, and now these 2 will combine and feed them as data for my array 4, and names also we have given. The dimension is 3 by 3 by 2. So 2 names of matrices we have to give, 3 names each for row and column. So we have given these names. So let's execute all these statements and then we'll go for my array 4 and let's see what is my array 4. Matrix names. So matrix 1, matrix 2. The names what we gave have come here and row names, column names have come, and the data is 593, 10, 11, 12. So 593, 10, 11, 12, then 13, 14, 15. Again the same thing is getting repeated because the data is exhausted here. Now how to extract elements, that we'll see. We'll see this example of my array 4, 3, nothing, and then 2. Here 3 is row. When we don't give anything, it means all columns. So third row, all columns of second matrix. Second matrix, third row, all columns. So 3, 12, 15. This is what I should get. Let's see. I am getting 3, 12 and 15. Here I am finding, when I am asking like this, I am finding the column names also. I am getting the data. Now let's again, my array 1, 3, 1. Here first row, third column of first matrix. So first matrix is this. So this should be 13. So we are getting 13. So my array 4, here we are asking for the second matrix and we are not giving any row column index. That means all row, all column. That means complete second matrix is what we want. So we got the complete second matrix. Okay, now we'll go ahead and create some more vectors, vector 3 and vector 4 with a different set of data. Vector 3, vector 4. Now I am going to create my array 5. Here these 2 data I am going to combine for data and dimensions 3 by 3 by 2. And here I am not specifying anything, how to fill the data. Okay, now let's see what is my array 5. My array 5 is 910, that is column measure. So I am getting this. I am not giving matrix names here. So on column names, row names I have not given. So I am getting only index indications. Now let's create matrix 1 and matrix 2 by extracting the first matrix and second matrix from this whole array. So my array 5, from that I am extracting the first matrix. All columns, all rows, that's why the whole first matrix will come here. So matrix 1, matrix 2, let's see what is matrix 1 and matrix 2. So the same thing which is available here will be now known as matrix 1 and matrix 2. Now let's add these matrices. So matrix 3 will create adding these 2. So let's see matrix 3. So we got a sum here, 9 plus 2, 11, 1 plus 6, 7, 0 plus 9, 9. Let's take third column. So 3 plus 6, 9, 14 plus 0, 14, 1 plus 11, 12. So, across the array, we can operate using an operator. Say for example, here my array 5, let's say this is my array 5. We have got two matrices here and we will raise the elements to the power of 2. Now what has happened? 9 square is 81, 1 square is 1, 0 square is 0. Then 2 square is 4, 6 square is 36, 9 square is 81. So we can see that all elements can be raised to the power 2. So that means we can use operators and make the entire array to operate upon them. So now we'll use an apply function, and apply function basically helps us to apply a particular function across all elements in the array. So apply is a function key name, keyword, and myArray5 is the data, and margin. Margin, here we have to say how this data is to be applied. It is to be applied across row or across column or both rows and columns. So here when you say 1, it means across rows, and sum is the function. So we want a sum of all the rows in myArray5. That is the meaning of this whole function, and this function result we are keeping in sum rows. So let's execute this sum rows. Similarly, we will create some columns also, and then we will see the results. Some columns here we have made the margin as 2. So some columns will become the sum of the column values in myArray5. So we'll clear the console, Control L. Now we'll see what is myArray5, and then we'll see what is sum rows and sum columns. So let us take sum rows where the 9 plus 6, 15, plus 3, 18, 20, 29, 35. The second row 1 plus 14, 15, 21, 22. So we are getting 22 here. Similarly 11, 12, 21, 22, 32. So we are getting 32 here. So sum of rows we have obtained. Similarly sum of columns we will be having here. 9 plus 1, 10, 12, 18, 27. So like that we have received this. So here apply function helps us to apply a particular function across rows or across columns. We will see if we apply across both rows and columns. So we will have sum all variable, and we will execute this statement sum all. Here sum all is happening in this manner. There are two matrices here in this array. Now sum all gives you one single matrix. What happens is 9 plus 2, 11, 1 plus 6, 7, 0 plus 9, 9. So this array, individual matrices in the array have been added, and we are getting a single matrix when you give the margin as a concatenation of 1 and 2. Now we will apply the same sum all, we will apply in myArray 3. First we will see what is myArray 3. We have created elsewhere. So 1, 2, 3, 4 recycled data. Now let us take sum all and let's see sum all results. Sum all results is coming out. That means 4 individual matrices in the array have been added, and we are getting single matrix here. We are finding 10, that is basically adding the value 1 plus 2, 3 plus 3, 6 plus 4, 10. Similarly 2 plus 3, 5 plus 4, 9 plus 1, 10. So corresponding elements of all the matrices are added and a single matrix is produced. So that is the apply function's magic. So I think we have come to an end of the session. In this session we have seen how to create arrays, access individual elements, extract vectors or matrices out of the arrays, and how to operate across array elements using apply function. In the next video, we will discuss most exciting data type, which is the most frequent data structure we will come across. That is data frames. Till then, bye from me. Thanks for watching.